I'm backing up my truck, I'm gonna hook it up, loading up my boat with all my gear. I've been working hard all week, trying to make ends meet, spending time wishing I was fishing. Well, Terry Wickstrom wants to take you fishing. Gather up your gear and come along. Well, Terry Wickstrom wants to take you fishing.
This is Terry Wickstrom. Join Karen Cullum, Greg Claudio, and me as we take you to some of our favorite fishing spots from Colorado to Minnesota, the Arctic Circle to Central America and beyond, as we revisit episodes of Mountain States Fishing and Angling Adventures Television on the best of fishing with Terry Wickstrom.
John, you live in a beautiful place. It's pretty tremendous up here.
Well, thank you. We love it.
Yeah, well, I can tell from just being around you and all your passion for the outdoors. And that first night we got here, when you and I sat and talked, that you love being up here too.
Oh, I certainly do. I'm up here year-round and can't think of any other place I'd rather be.
I tell you what, we're up here. We're in north central Colorado. We're at the Buffalo Creek Ranch. It's a lodge, a working ranch.
Yep.
And a guest lodge, and we're up here to do the fishing. Now there's a lot more that goes on up here than that, and we're going to get to that later, but I want to talk a little bit about the fishing opportunities up. John, first of all, thank you for inviting us up.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you very much for coming.
Tremendous facility, and I think what's really impressed me the most about being up here is that there's very few places I've gone to do an episode of Angling Adventures that there had such a diversity of fishing in one location. I mean, right here in the lodge, you've got, I know there's 3 lakes that we fished. I don't know if you have more lakes than that or not.
Yeah, I have a couple more than that.
And so there's 3 lakes we fished, and we fished one of them from a drift boat where they rowed us around. We fished one from shore. We fished small little, and this is one of my favorites, little bitty rivers with beaver ponds and things. We were catching little fish, cutthroats, and little bows and brook trout, and in little secluded areas. And yet you've got medium-sized and large rivers. We've got private land on the ranch, yet access to some of the best public waters in northern Colorado with the Delaney Buttes area and the North Platte River, which is just one of the most famous fisheries in this part of the country. So you really offer a diversity of fishing.
Yeah, we really strive to provide a little bit of something for everybody. You know, many people really enjoy be it small streams or classic meadow streams, and then others like to focus on a freestone river or something like that. So we try and have quite a bit of diversity, and we've also done that with the stillwater fisheries that we've developed on the ranch. You know, opportunity to catch 22-inch fish, or in some of our streams we've actually done some stream rehab projects, and we have a native population of greenback cutthroats in there, and that's pretty exciting, and we try and offer a little bit of everything.
Well, I tell you what, it was just impressive and wonderful, and we were only here for a couple days, and we wanted to get all the aspects of the ranch, so I kind of zipped around to different places. We didn't do any one piece justice, but we're going to take you on the water and show you a little bit of the fishing here, come back and tell you more about the ranch and all the other wonderful things you can do here. Fish on? All right.
Keep that rod tip high.
All right. Looks like a pretty good fish.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Now this lake is where most people who come to the ranch start fishing, isn't it?
Yeah, we generally try to start them out right here so we can get their casting down, especially you know the beginners and stuff. So it really helps us out. And then in the boat, you don't have a lot of hang-ups and stuff like that. So.
This is a private lake that's right on the ranch. That looks like a good fish. What weight rod you fishing there?
We got 5 weight.
That's bending that 5 weight pretty good.
He is.
That looks like a pretty good sized fish. And we're liable to catch here, you said, rainbows, browns, and brookies, and some cuts
and
too?
cutthroats. Yeah, you can get the
Cuts.
Grand Slam.
You could
here
do a
pretty
Grand
much.
Slam right into the beautiful lake. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just tremendous. Nice fish.
Try to keep the boat in position.
All right.
Very nice.
All right. We'll get the, all right, go ahead and take them out of the net and show them to the camera. And beautiful rainbow here on, this is Buffalo Lake? Buffalo
Creek Reservoir.
Buffalo
yeah.
Creek Reservoir, right
Very
on,
nice.
named after the ranch. It's a great way to start the day. Way to go.
All right.
Coming to the surface.
Broke the ice, now we'll get going on. That was a pretty nice fish to be the first fish of the day, I'll tell you what, that's pretty nice. There he goes.
All right. Very nice.
Fish on. Another rainbow, it looks like.
Yep. Rainbows are pretty prominent in the lake here.
I'll tell you, throwing streamers to this bank, it's almost kind of like bass fishing. I'm working this right over the tops of the weeds. We saw one rise. I cast to him. He didn't take, and I cast just up ahead. Might even be the same fish because that's the direction he was moving.
Very nice.
Ready?
We got some power in here.
There we
Very
go.
nice. Oh,
There
yeah,
we
he's
go.
a hog.
That's a pretty fish. Nice
He's a
fish.
good fish.
Yeah, let me get my hands wet. Oops. Get my hands wet, I can pick them out of the net. You got that? So we'll get them up and show them to the camera. Having one of those days where I can't hold the fish, but beautiful, beautiful rainbow. Just look at that. Just nice. We're gonna get that back in the water.
You want to put him in the net? No.
I think he's okay.
Oh
There
yeah,
he goes.
he's ready.
Yeah, there he goes.
He's like, I'm
Thank
out
you,
of there.
sir.
That's awesome.
Good
Very
job.
Good. Yeah, very nice.
It's time now for Terry's tackle tip of the week.
Show them what we're doing here. I'll get that up. We're actually what we're doing is beating the bank with streamers. Nothing subtle about this. These fish are in a still water environment. There's a lot of minnows in this water,
a lot
and they're
of
chasing minnows. And that's why you're liable to get some awfully big fish at times.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And they can grow awfully big. So we're throwing streamers towards the bank, just working. If the hatch comes off, there are quite a few fish working the surface. We could switch to dries, but great way to get started. And you don't have to be a technical fly fisherman to do this. You can chuck it out there, strip a little bit, get some action going, and get the feel of catching those big fish on a, I'm using a 4-weight rod, so they give you all you want on that rod.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I bet.
Let's get a few more.
That's great.
That was Terry's tackle tip for this week, and now back to more angling adventures.
Yeah, this is a pretty neat little pond here. They've got cutthroats and rainbows in this pond here. And there's some decent trout in here.
Well, you have so many settings that you can
Oh yeah.
fish on the ranch. I mean, you've got, like you said, the 3 ponds for stillwater fishing, plus you've got stillwater fishing in the Delaney's that you can guide on. That's public waters that are trophy waters and very popular waters in Colorado. You've got river settings all the way from meandering little creeks to fairly large floatable river sections.
Yep, here comes one right there. I can see him. He's not too far underneath your fly. Twitch your fly a little bit.
And it's just, so you can do just about any kind of fly fishing you want in any setting you want. Oh, there's one out there.
Cast out to him, yeah. Perfect.
And to any pace you want, to fast-paced, working hard on a river, to working slow on a lake, to walking a meandering creek. You can just, any type of fly fishing you want to do, really, you can do, and at any pace and any level of expertise.
Yeah, exactly.
And you do a lot of teaching. Now, these still waters are great for teaching, too.
Yeah, we do quite a bit of like casting clinics and stuff too as well on the ranch. You know, sometimes they only are here and they want to fish for one day, so we gotta try to get them as much about fly fishing and casting as they can possibly gain. Get them ready for anywhere they go.
That's great. All right. That is so awesome. You can see him come and
Cutthroat.
take it.
The cutthroat there.
You can see him
Almost.
come and take the fly. You're watching these fish cruise and fished through an Adams dry fly with just a little dropper underneath it, and you could watch them come up and take the fly. Just awesome. That is so much fun.
These are beautiful cutthroats too.
You ready? All right. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what a pretty.
He's an action-packed guy here.
Let me get my hands wet. It's just wait to see the colors on this. Just beautiful. And I hope the camera can get a good shot. That's what I got.
Let's just hold him up. Beautiful fish.
Oh, just an awesome, awesome fish. You know, another setting to catch fish in.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we've got plenty of those.
And you know, it's just incredible. In one day of fishing, I've caught a rainbow, a cutthroat, and a brook trout. If I get a brown today, I'll have a grand slam.
Yep.
That's just awesome.
Yep. Look good?
Let's get that one back in there.
Right.
All right. Oh, and he didn't wait for me to release him. There he goes.
He was ready to go.
Pretty fish. Come on down here, Matt. Make a couple casts.
Rainbow there, maybe. Yep, it's a rainbow.
We got Matt who's helping guide and work with us today. So come on down and make a cast, Matt. He made one cast and he got a fish.
He put a streamer on there.
Really,
I'm sure.
Matt, I meant to make a couple casts, not to make me look like it was that easy.
Well,
Nice.
I saw him. He was right there, so I cast it to him, and
What'd you have
he
on?
took it.
He took
I
it.
put a little black woolly booger on
So
there.
you threw a streamer, which are great in still waters.
Yeah.
You can't beat a streamer. And that's the great thing about fishing these still waters. You can teach people a lot of different presentations. That's a nice rainbow. We'll have to show that to the camera. Nice job, Matt. And you see these fish, and he talked about seeing that and casting to him. Same thing I did with my dry fly. He did with the streamer. The water is so clear here that we could see the fish, cast to them and work it, and actually see them come and take the fly. And it's just so incredible. Don't you love that when you can see the take?
Yeah, that makes it
He's hooked in
fun.
the net.
It adds a whole nother dimension to fishing. It's fly fishing at its ultimate when you get to see the take.
Very beautiful fish.
Cruising out there. There's one right there in front of you.
Yep. Better?
He's coming for it.
Hey, we'll get you back out in the water and show you some more of the great fishing up here in just a minute. But I want to talk to you a little bit about the facilities and the ranch up here. John, just first of all, what a beautiful place. I mean, it's so modern and wonderful. The accommodations were terrific. And you know, you're not crowded when you stay here.
No, definitely not, Terry. We have about 15,000 private acres here on the ranch, and what we cater to is very small groups. A group of 6 would actually have the whole ranch to themselves during their stay.
And each person would have their own bedroom.
Yeah, the lodge is 6 bedrooms and 3 baths. On special occasions, you know, we've worked in 8 guests at a time, but we usually like to keep it to 6 or under.
And you know, whether you're a group of guys coming up fishing or a mixed group of guys and gals or a family, you know, modern accommodations with, you know, beautiful modern bathrooms and bedrooms, satellite television in here if you want it, and full service meals. I mean, you come here, you lack for nothing. You're provided everything. The meals are, I hate coming in places like yours because I always end up gaining weight. That's how you guys fed us really well. And the personal attention, you know, of the meals and everything taken care of, it's really, you buy a fishing license, and if you want some alcohol, you bring that. But otherwise, buy a fishing license, and you're set when you get here.
Yeah, everything's provided. All the activities are guided, and about 80% of my staff actually lives here on the ranch year-round. So we like to think of it when people come here that we're just sharing our home with them, and we love our lifestyles, and I like to think that shows through in the way that we interact with our guests, and we just really enjoy having people here, and love the fact that we can cater to such small groups and give a true Western experience of what our lifestyle is like and what we have to offer here.
Well, you sure made me feel at home. I felt like I was staying at your place more than I was at a lodge. That, you know, we had the run of the lodge to ourselves. You know, they'd serve us some meals and go, and we just kind of hang out and relax. But you know, there's a lot more if you're coming up here, and maybe you're not just into fishing, or you've got a family member who wants to do more than fish. There's so much more you can do here. First of all, the wildlife we saw. I mean, I want to get, you know, we should tell people right now that you also guide for hunting in the fall, and we're not going to be able to show that, but maybe we can bring a picture up here of one of the beautiful elk. You have a herd of elk that virtually lives on this ranch.
Yeah, there at any time of the year you will definitely see elk on this ranch, sometimes more than others. During hunting season, again, we specialize in just taking small groups, 4 to 6 hunters per week, and we've had nearly 100% success rate here.
That's what your guides are telling me, that it's over 90%, and that's because everybody doesn't necessarily shoot.
Exactly.
And you have a 5-point minimum that you really kind of enforce. So you're looking at trophy elk, not just, and you know, the other great thing before we move on to the other activities is this isn't a dry area. So when your people book in here, they can buy an over-the-counter license. They don't have to worry about getting a draw before they book.
Yeah.
So it makes it great. But I want to get on to some of the other activities. First day I got here, we didn't get a chance to experience it a lot, but first thing we saw was the horseback riding.
Yeah.
And because you're a working ranch, you'll take people horseback riding, not only on great trail rides in beautiful meadows and across just some of the best terrain and just the most beautiful places in the world, but you'll teach people. One of the people, when we were filming the horseback riding, had never been on a horse before. And your people were showing them how to mount the horse, how to check the saddle, and actually took that person out into the meadow and were quite comfortable by the time they got done with it. So any level can enjoy the horseback riding. And I got the first night when I was here to embarrass myself on your trap range. So I don't shoot a shotgun. Actually, I did pretty well. I hadn't been shooting for quite some time, but I did a lot better than I thought. But that's something a lot of guys, when they go fishing, it's a great little competition, little camaraderie, run down there. And
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just, so you offer a lot of things like that.
Yeah, we have a lot of different little side diversions, that people can participate while they're here, and it seems we get people who've never shot before and love to partake in that, and just something else they can do.
You'll supply everything from the gun, and they pay for the shells. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a certain amount is included in the package price of the number of shells, and we provide the shotguns and everything, and so yeah, it's all included.
And hunters, you got a rifle range so they can sight their rifles in when they get here.
Correct. We like to have everybody sight in their rifle when they arrive, and make sure that everything's still going to be on the mark.
I think you'll be all right there.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. I'll fish it out anyway. So
Yep.
I was going to get closer to the.
There he is.
All
All right,
right,
look at there.
Good little fish. All right, there we go.
Excellent.
This is a nice little one. This is exactly what we're expecting to catch here. You ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, is it? There he is.
All right, way to go. What is it?
It's like a little cutthroat.
Little cut?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Here, let you hold this real quick. I'm gonna take.
Yeah, it's a little cutthroat.
I'm gonna take this over to the camera and give him. Let's take.
Oh yeah. Here,
I'll take it over to the camera. We'll give him a good look at it. Now, these are just beautiful. That's a little cut.
Yep,
just a
little
beautiful
cutthroat.
little fish. We're gonna let that go, but that's exactly what we expected to get here. We're gonna get a few more.
Yep.
Do this a little bit, then we're gonna move on to some bigger waters and bigger fish. But I tell you, I love doing this.
Oh, this is great with a lightweight rod.
I
in
can
here,
spend
yeah.
a day, the ambience of back here, the watching the little fish come up and fool them on a dry flyer and a little dropper.
Yep.
It's just super. And they're
Yeah,
so
let's get him back
beautiful,
in
the
the water.
colors. Let's get
That's
this one
great.
back in the water. If we don't get another fish here, we'll move to another hole real quick and probably pick up another couple small ones. That's the nice thing. You can work little bits of water and move, work little bits of
Yeah.
water and move. I love these small rivers like this. They're my favorite to fish, tell you the truth. And to that guy that doesn't fly fish a lot, they're not intimidating. He can come here and make nice little casts, catch some fish, fool them, and really get confidence
Certainly.
in his fly fishing
Have fun,
abilities.
and it's great to work on your casting as well, because
Yeah.
a lot of times you're in tricky situations, willows behind you, and you really got to think out your cast, and it'll help you a lot.
Well, you know what you do? You learn in these situations that accuracy is more important than being able to cast 100 feet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because
Certainly.
most of the time
Certainly.
you're not casting 100 feet. People spend so much time learning to throw a line 80 feet and they don't learn to put the fly into that little spot where the fish is going to be.
Yeah, and then the proper presentation for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, John, what a terrific activity. Thank you for having me up here.
Oh, thank you for coming, Terry. Appreciate it.
It was tremendous. I mean, we just had, the worst part for me was that we wanted to sample as much of the different types of fishing here as we could during this particular season. So we got into places where we were catching fish, and your guides, by the way, your guides are terrific guys. They really know the area, they know the fishing, they're just tremendous fly fishermen, and just, they really know how to get you on fish. And that's another point we need to make, is the fact that everybody here is going to be fully guided when they come to fish. That's included in the package.
Yeah, certainly is.
And and they're going to be well taken. I mean, you're going to be taken care of. These guys are going to be tying your fly. They're going to be landing your fish. They're going to be putting you in the right water. They're just great guides. But it was hard on the guides, and it was even hard on me. We'd be fishing in one of the lakes, say, and the fish would be biting, and we'd see them cruising. And I'd say, well, guys, we got to run and go get a shot of the river. And I go, look at me like, we're catching fish here, Why do we want to go, And it'd be and we did that 3 or 4 times because we had to jump to different sections. We didn't get to do it all. You do have some other fishing available. We didn't get to take advantage on this trip.
Yeah, earlier in the year, when the water levels are still up a little higher, we will do float trips on the North Platte, going down through some wilderness sections of there, and we can do a one-day float in there, and just spectacular scenery, spectacular fishing. When it gets later on in the summer like it is now, and water levels drop below about 300 CFS, then we usually find it more productive and easier to go in there and wade fish these areas.
Well, I'll tell you what, the fishing was still spectacular.
Good.
And it was everything we wanted to do. If we wanted to go after big fish were available.
Yeah.
If we wanted a secluded little stretch of a small stream to take a lightweight fly rod and pick out those small fish. In fact, I would have got the Grand Slam today, and it's unusual I didn't catch browns this trip.
Yeah,
because
that
it's more
is.
browns usually than rainbows, but I
Yeah.
caught rainbows, brookies, and cutthroats, and in fact 3 different types of cutthroats. Would have got the Grand Slam. I had one brown on, and a large rainbow came and ate it off the end of my hook.
I'll be darned.
It was just amazing. But the fishing was just spectacular and wonderful. I'll tell you what, folks, if you're looking for that getaway, right here in northern Colorado, north central part of the state, you can fish some of the most famous public waters in Colorado and Wyoming. In addition to that, miles of private river and private lakes, so you can have almost any fishing experience you want. You know, give them a call up here, Buffalo Creek Ranch. We're going to have the information up here. We'll have it again with websites and everything at the end of the show, so grab your pencil and just get a hold of them. And I tell you what, you're going to have a great time, and you'll have an angling adventure all your own.